Hey, good morning, folks. We are back here at Bethlehem Baptist Church, day 2. We got a bunch of other stuff here. Probably going to make a run up to the store once they open up and get at least the 50 and 32-inch TVs, the 50 for here in the entrance of the church, and then the other one for the pastor's office. And honestly, depending on the price, I might even go with a 43 and put a 43 in his office. But I got an extra plate. I need to bring the other cables. That I hooked up the wrong stuff because I didn't realize I did have those cables. They were in another box. I need to bring them back here. I am going to bring the computer back here and kind of set it up so I can get the monitors up and then get configured on what's going on with the Wi-Fi and why I'm not getting the internet. It's probably just something in the router that I got to turn on. We're going to do that. And I brought my stuff with me so I can get a little music going on to keep me entertained throughout the day. I do have a meeting at 5, so a Zoom meeting. I'm probably going to see if I can get out of here latest of maybe 3:30 and go from there. One other thing I am thinking about doing is I brought my small ladder. I need to go back over there with them if they want the TV here or here. It could work on either side because it's going to be for everybody on the pulpit be able to see. This would make it easier in the runs that I would have to do, instead of running all the way here and going up in the ceilings and all this other stuff like that. Just got to figure out which one they want. So that's why I don't want to put the mounts on there. Maybe we'll focus on putting the mounts up here. I'm going to use the bottom of the banner for where I'm going to put the mount, because once I hang the TV, that should be fine from a height standpoint. And again, there's steps up there, so it's not like these are 75s, and because they're short, I can use my other ladder to be my fill-in person who normally would help me lift it up. But we'll focus on that. And then I still don't have a tall enough ladder. I plan on going to Antioch. They have a 6-foot. I'm going to grab theirs from there. That would get me high enough to get into the attic until I can get down to North Carolina to get mine back and go up here and go in the ceiling and run the cables. I got to finish doing some speakers in the ceiling in the narthex at Antioch with those leftover speakers that I couldn't return. But anyway, let's get in here, get a little warm, get some heat going on in here. I mean, it is. I just need to crank it up. They got a little heater around here somewhere. I'm going to do that, get this computer up, and then we go from there. So we're going to extend these cables a little bit so we got a little bit more playroom. And I want to slide the mixer all the way over to the left as much as possible, and we need to hook up the wireless mics as well too, and then trying to figure out where the rest of these cables are actually at, the jacks there are. I did bring my drywall saw, so we'll be able to put the plate over here in the pass-through so we won't have this cable dangling like this. And probably going to get a surge protector for here as well too, just to be safe for all this equipment in here. Last thing we need is for something to get burnt up and get all messed up, and then it's like, well, what are we going to do? We just paid for all this. But that's why you always put some type of surge protection on your stuff when it comes to electronics, and make sure that you register the phone so that if anything happens, that protection for that surge protector will cover replacement of whatever that you need to get. I must say, I do enjoy when a church, and I understand why everybody can't do this, but I do appreciate when the church trusts me enough to give me a key, and then I can come and go as I please, and it feels freeing that I can actually do more in the amount of time that I'm here. Now this is the adapters that I was talking about that I had that we're going to use to hook up to this, so that we'll actually go to a mix for what's going for the monitors. So let's disconnect that. We'll go to input number 1, and we'll figure out the final placement for all of this. And we still have to hook up the main mix. The amp is actually supposed to be here today. That was for another client, but the new one that I ordered, that one will be here Friday, so that'll still be enough time to get here in time for me to do, and that's for Mount Tabor, where we're going to start that next week. And that's relocating their media booth from where we did it originally in the front of the church, and now they're ready to move it to the back. So that's going to be fun. Let me run these last couple of cables in here and then hook up the computer and put it kind of like in a stationary position so that we can at least try and get it hooked up and figure out why it's saying we have an issue with the internet, and then we can do a proper test to see if I need to let them know that they need to get faster internet to live stream. Alright, not exactly sure what's going on. It's like the router is not responding. The Comcast one here. I connected my computer directly to the line that I ran, changed the jack. It's getting the IP address, but it's almost like the router is acting up. Like I try to log into it with the admin password, then it just throws an error. So I'm gonna reboot the modem, see if that resolves the issue. If not, I'm gonna have to call Pastor Coleman, or worst case scenario, something told me to bring my laptop. Thankfully I'm not that far away. I might go home, bring my laptop here so I can plug it in directly into the modem and try and diagnose what's going on. And especially if I do that, that's when I'm gonna go to the store, pick up the TVs. So we'll take this one down, put the mount up, and then go with that, and then probably work on the mounts for the TVs in the front, and really need to see when they're going to be able to get a well, I mean, that's the modem right there. So let's get behind here and reboot it, but then also want to get over here and I don't know, maybe the stuff from Amazon will come in early. If it does, that would be great. And then we can see what's going on. So if the internet is fine, I don't know if they left the office open, because that's the only other place where a computer is running. Yeah, they locked it. So I'm probably going to have to bring my laptop here so I can bring it back here and hook this up. But let's see if I'll take this TV down and at least get this done before we go off and do anything else. Alright, we got that done. Give us a little bit more flexibility to pull that TV up and away from the wall. What I am going to focus on now is I'm going to go ahead and take down the clock, hang the back camera, get that leveled, maybe get an idea of where the one in the front is going to be, because in my going home to help my mom, I put a bunch of tools for making Ethernet cables because I had no idea what was possible. Well, I didn't know if like an animal got out and damaged the cables or something like that at my mom's house. So I took that, and that's in my bag, in my book bag, which I did not bring with me. So I cannot make any Ethernet cables. So I gotta figure out, well, I mean, if I go home, I'm gonna bring that other stuff over here and then be able to at least make the cables. Maybe I'm gonna I'm gonna take down that camera, work on taking down the speakers, and possibly, because thankfully the ceiling is not that high, look at repositioning those speakers. Because what I'm thinking is maybe here and angled to get the congregation, and then the same thing a little bit in front of the fire alarm light. So we'll measure that off and get that in. You know, I had to. I actually used to have this the 66 key version of this. Alright, let's go hang a PTZ camera. Alright, I need to get a plate to cover that up. Got the camera mounted. I was gonna say maybe I should get the white stand, which I do have some at home, but I mean these are black, so that must not be an issue. Alright, let's see. Let's move this over and try and pull this speaker down. Who put this thing on here? But it is wedged on super tight right up in there. So I undid the bolt there, but it's like there is no give on that thing. I'm gonna have to get some WD-40 or something to try and get in there and loosen up. The plan was to take off these bolts and just pull the whole arm off, but it looks like those bolts are threaded and I don't have enough leverage to try and unscrew them on this side just because the speaker is in the way. Worst case, don't really want to do it, but worst case is take the whole bolts off and take the whole thing assembled down. I need my other ladder so I can have a bracing for that, or someone else here to at least hold it when it comes loose. So I tighten up the bolts right now, so it ain't going anywhere. So we're gonna have to revisit that one. Man, that stinks. I should see if they did the same thing on this side. But those are Spicon connectors that they have, and they're going directly to the amp. So those will actually work. What I need to do is probably get some longer Spicon cables and then just extend those, pull this up pull those cables up into the ceiling, get the extension, which will go from here, connect onto that, extend it all the way down to where we're going to put the other speaker, and then that will work. I really thought, I mean, the speaker is not heavy. It's just that thing is wedged on there super tight, so I can't get that off of there. And I can't make any more cables for I wanted to like just run some cables right now so that I can hook up the camera. I can't do that, and I need a work area. I don't know, maybe I can repurpose a table or something until they get the countertop so that we can finish off the desk. I mean, I could probably get one of these, but I don't want to make a mess, so I'll just wait for them on that. I'm gonna mark off the placement for the mounts in the front of the sanctuary as well as the back, and then we'll go from there. What I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make an executive decision. I'm gonna put the TV on this side instead of putting it over there. I mean, now technically I guess I could put it there because I can just use those cable runs, the hole that's made to run the fiber optic HDMI cable here. I probably could do that. I'll put it on this side. Alrighty. So it looks low, but normally the TV mounts lower on the TV on the back of it, so it'll actually be higher. So probably the bottom of the TV is going to be right here, so it'll go up, and the whole goal is hopefully to block that. If not, we'll just put a pass-through plate to run through the cable there, or we could just try and shimmy it over a little bit. Worst case scenario, we've just found the other stud, because there's the other stud right here, because you can see it right there in the hole. We'll slide the whole thing over and put it right there. If we need to, the TV should cover up those two holes. If not, we putty them up and do a little paint, and we'll be good. All right, so once again, having an issue, and my phone just went off. All right, that's what I thought it was. I actually ordered some stuff for Signs and Wonders, as well as another switch, PoE switch for Mount Tabor. Yeah, that's who I got it installed for, and they just said that was delivered. So that's more than enough reason for me to leave here, head back over to my house, pick that stuff up. Anything else that I was missing, we'll stop at Lowe's heading back this way and do a 2 pass-through plates. I think I have another blank to cover up the hole right there. Trying to think what else. Make sure I bring everything else that I need, because like I said, I plan to stop at 3. I mean, it made good progress. Got the, while I do that, I'm gonna pick up the 2 TVs. So when I do come back, at least Pastor's TV will be hung. The one out here and the entrance to narthex will be hung. We need to run a cable into here. I'll take the display cast home to do proper video, redone video for that before we install it. And I did rebooted everything. I want to see if internet is back up and see what we can do from that. But if not, we're going to be heading back out and then possibly come back. I do have a meeting at 5, Zoom meeting, so not that big of an issue, but we'll see what we can do. All right, so I'm not crazy. What it seems like, I'm here on the back end of the router and I'm doing a connectivity test, and Comcast is failing. So there is no internet at all. So it's not the setup that I have. It's just there's no internet at all. So I'm going to have to let Pastor Coleman know about that. And let's head home. Let's grab some stuff. But I'm going to stop by Best Buy on the way. Pick up 2 TVs, the 50-inch and maybe a 43-inch for Pastor's office. And then we'll head back over here, hang the TVs at minimum, and then need to figure out something else. Oh, I'm gonna come up and do the mounts for the TVs up here. Do the mounts for both of those, and then get in touch with Pastor Coleman because I can't call Comcast on his behalf to get that stuff straight. Take the display cast home and most likely take my tools with me, head over to Signs and Wonders, do a little jam over there to get some stuff connected, and then if we got time, come back over here. If not, we'll just have to figure out what we can do to get most of this stuff straight. So let me take my cameras and stuff, and then we'll be back. All right, folks, we are back. We got the doorbell hung over at Signs and Wonders. Was going to pick up some grommets, but they didn't have them at Lowe's. But I ended up picking up the TV out here and the TV for Pastor Coleman's office. And to my surprise, they have the countertop in here. So what I think I might actually do is knock about 1 inch off of this so they can go back a little bit more. And then the grommets where to open this up so they can have a place to run the cables through. And I got my pass-through plates here. And there is an issue with the internet. So Comcast is going to be here tomorrow to resolve what in the world is going on so that we don't have internet. But I also have the amp here. So I'm going to hook all that stuff up so that we can get some sound. Actually, let me disconnect this and power this down so that I can run everything through here. And something told me this wasn't going to be the right size. So I'm just going to run that through here for right now. And we're going to have to I have to disassemble this so that works. I've done that before, so not a big deal. And I got a different mount here that actually came in when I went to the house to get some other supplies. This came in the mount here for my, well, let me see if you can see it from here. Oh, no, you can't. I got to flip it around. But anyway, I got a mount here that hangs around my neck. Makes it a little bit easier. It's at chest level. So hopefully makes the shots a little bit easier. This was actually used to be my cable, but I ended up giving it to them. We're going to use that to run audio out into the ATEM over dual quarter. What else we need to do? We need to get a lot of this stuff out of the way. I was going to get a different surge protector, but I'm going to wait. This one looks rather old. I was going to put another one right there, but I don't think I need to get that big of a one. But now that I think of it, I'm going to leave this plugged in for right now. And I'll use that to connect to all the stuff we're going to run up under here. So the other rack that we're going to put here, that's what's going to hold the HDMIs. We're going to run the HDMIs to here. Got to figure out how to get that over here for the HDMI splitter, or I might put this shelf in there and the HDMI lives in there for the distributions. And then the PoE switch is going to live up under here. And the amp the same way. So let's go ahead and hook this amp up, hook it up to the speakers that they got right now. And then Pastor Coleman and them are going to be here tomorrow. So I get some assistance and propping up and yanking those other the speakers off those stands. I will also order the grommets, because I used them all up that I had extra down in Oxford, and they charge an arm and a leg. Even if they had them here at Lowe's locally, they charge an arm and a leg for the same price that they charge for one. I could probably get a pack of 5, so I'll order that. We'll make the holes on here, and we'll be able to get all the cables. Put the and actually, I'm still gonna bring the shelf back. But as much, if we never cut this will be more than enough for space. I think it's more, a whole bunch of it. But anyway, we'll come back and then have this screwed in from the bottom so it's not going anywhere. And let's get some sound in here. Alrighty, so I didn't record as much because we just been busy. Got the TV set up. I can't connect it to the internet for whatever reason. It's still kind of acting up on me. I guess I left my book bag in the car that has my RJ45, so I can terminate the Ethernet cable that's going to go to the computer, but not a big deal. But as you can see here, we got the ATEM set up, the joystick. I got to run cables for that. With all this other stuff, we got the sound, got the amp, music was playing through everything perfectly fine, so that is good. I am working my way out of here because I went a little bit more over time than I wanted to. I have a meeting at 5, so I like to be there early to get everything prepped. We will be back tomorrow. Hopefully get the internet resolved so we can get that done. I'm gonna, when I get home, order some grommets so that I can cut the holes in the desk, so I can pass through all the cables through there. I'm making sure I'm bringing my stuff because I need to stop by Antioch and connect some speakers in the ceiling, so I'm making sure I'm bringing what I need for that. And did I throw my sweater back here? But that's what we got. It was a productive day. Not as much as I wanted to get done, but we got TV up. Didn't get a chance to get Pastor's TV up, but that's not a big deal. We can knock that out first thing in the morning when I get here. once we get that other stuff straight, run the cables for the ATEM and the joystick. All of those are going to be ran from the PoE switch that's up under where the mixer is. And I really thought I had my book bag on me. We'll be able to see if it's in the back car. But that's what we got. And I'm not going to edit this video today. I'll lump it in for tomorrow since we didn't do that much. And like I said, we got TV here. Slipped up my hand. So like I said, I just got to put the mount on there and we put it back here. Let me see. Make sure we're not downgrading in TV size. Yeah. It's probably, that looks like that's probably a 40, but that's 720p. So I think it should be fine. If he has an issue, we'll go ahead and just replace it and get a bigger one. So anyway, folks, we will see y'all for day 3.